Welcome, spiritual travellers. I'm Steve Bradshaw, aka the Brad Monk, and when I'm channeling, I connect to my soul of the past, who was a monk who travelled around sharing his spiritual journey, and so he helps me to find and connect to what I call the soul's inner voice, which is basically the universe that gives us wisdom, insights, connections, and frees me up to be able to help people on their journey. My mission is to connect and get every single one of you to experience this amazing world, what I call the world of enlightenment. The truth about blocks awakening. Many people are searching to become complete. Many people feel that they have that partner that makes them complete. Many people, through their choices and their free will, are just not choosing what's right for them. They're not playing their part, they're not being who they are, they're not being their authentic self. Your blocks isn't because you're stopping yourself from having what you want in life. Your blocks is because you're vibrating in negativity. And so without having that block, you will experience. Now I know this might seem the opposite to what we've all been conditioned and what we've been told, but just bear with me on this one. Let me see if I can explain, because when I channel stuff through, I have to try and interpret in a way that others can. And that's what I think is happening with all these gurus. They're so busy trying to put it in a way that people understand that they're missing the message. Because the message is about being your authentic self, which is a pure energy, which is a neutral energy. And it's what we put to that energy, it becomes. So if there's certain things that you haven't got in your life, it's because you're vibrating a lack to not have them. When you get back to understanding that you're a pure energy, that you're linked to everything, then there's nothing you can't have or be part of. But the body or the soul or whatever produces a block so you don't have to experience that. Okay, so it's actually your negativity that's creating the block. Because your body, because what's happening is a lot of people are getting connected, and all of a sudden their thoughts are materializing straight away. But often it's lack. Because we've been conditioned that there's good versus evil. We've been conditioned that negativity is actually against us. Negativity is just producing the balance in life. Because we're already putting out negativity. I know this is going to be a hard concept to get round, but your blocks are actually the awakening is also just showing us this. We're already been awakened. It's just that more and more we're starting to align our energies to the universe. And so our thoughts are then creating our reality even more because we have no blocks to stop them. And this is when we suddenly realise that actually it's us being our negativity. It's us putting out negativity. It's drawing more negativity towards us. Why are we doing that? Because we're in this illusional world of greed and self, and that we have to be complete by doing certain things. You can align your mind, body and soul in a matter of minutes. You can feel the love. You can feel peace. You can feel harmony. You can feel all these things. But how can you feel these things? By being them things. But because of our blocks, we sometimes can't feel those things. We see them that we've got lack in our lives and that we're not having what we deserve out of life. But we're already, you can imagine, we're the ocean. that's decided to become a little puddle. We're spending our time in the little puddle. We're resisting. We're putting blocks up. We're stopping the free flow of the ocean because we can't handle that much love. We can't handle that much support. Why? Because it brings to the surface all our insecurities and fears and all our vibrations and all our lack that we've held on to. That we've came back here to let go of. But we can't. And so if you think that you have to take all your blocks away to be connected, it's the opposite way round. You're already connected. You have all this pure energy and you can manifest anything and you're part of everything. And you'll put the blocks up because otherwise you'd be experiencing lack all the time because that's what you're putting out there. The awakening is just that you are already part of everything. But to experience in life, we have to take away knowing that, because we wouldn't experience. Because you'd just be sitting on a hill, connected all the time, enjoying the journey, not playing your part as much. Even though in saying that, there's some of those people that truly get themselves connected in energy are already sparking in others. But when we're giving out unconditional love, we're actually making people take down their blocks. And so they get annoyed because then they suddenly are living the world of their pain and their suffering that they've created. And they don't want to, so they attack the person. Or they don't want to be around people. They do it first because they like the energy, they like to be ignited, they like to feel connected, but not for so long because it makes them feel out of control. It makes them feel that they're not worthy. It makes them realise that actually we're all connected. We're all basically love. We're all basically happy beings, but we take ourselves away from that. Some like the drama, makes them feel alive. Some like the pain because they'd rather feel something than nothing at all. Are you starting to see now what I'm trying to get at? It's very complicated because I just found after about 50 years that everything's the opposite of what I thought. And all these gurus are telling me there's like a new earth and there's this, that and the other. No. We already have a wonderful world of connection and energy and love and peace. But we're taking ourselves away from that. We're blocking ourselves away from that by vibrating lack. By seeing negative as being negative, seeing there's a dark side controlling us. It's not. We're feeding them. If they didn't have the energy of the negativity, they couldn't. This is what I learned with spirit. If you're not feeding the emotions, or you're not giving the emotions, or they're not triggering your emotions, then they can't do anything. They can't alter your life. They can't put negativity away. And you can't attract negativity because you attract the balance and the peace when you're at one with yourself. Now, yes, I've taught a lot of people about connection and being connected. And, I could never understand why I could tap into being the pure energy. And I thought that pure energy would actually clear everything out. I had this misguided thought because we're always thinking that someone's going to make us perfect. We're going to have a higher vibration and then everything will be okay. No, it doesn't work like that. It's what you feed the energy within you. There's an energy that's neutral, and it's what it feeds. It reflects to us. And that's why we create blocks. Because if we didn't have any blocks, we did experience what we're vibrating all the time. And most of the world is vibrating lack. Most of the world is not vibrating unconditional love because they're frightened of getting hurt. Most people are not vibrating peace and harmony because they're frightened that the peace and harmony won't last for very long. Are you starting to see the bigger picture here? You can have and you can be the energy that you always want to be. but you're taking yourself away from being that. That's the awakening. The awakening is not no new world or new vibration or anything like that. It's just an understanding that you always have been and always will be a pure energy that's everlasting, that's always connected. And so you're taking yourself away from having what you can have. And blocks and things in your body are stopping you from experience negativity all the time, because you've created the negativity what you're putting out there. So does that mean we start putting out energy that... Yes, it is. If you love all things, because all things are part of you, part of everything, and they create the balance. They create the peace, they create the harmony. If you didn't have a negative situation, for example, you're going down a road, if you didn't understand about taking a wrong road, how do you know to take a right road? If you didn't understand about love, how would you know when you truly are in love? It's all part of the balance of life. We sacrifice our time and stuff sometimes because it teaches us more about life. It teaches us more about the oneness. It teaches more about maybe what we're here for and what part we're playing. And so these blocks and these traumas also, is another say, is really our part to play. Because we're more guided to the pain. So if you have, say, a throat area, which is obviously affecting me at the moment, because in an olden days, I was in Scotland and I helped out, supposedly, people were going to be attacked, and I told them all that we need to move and we need to go. Some did, some came with me, some didn't. And because I was talking about the English, I got stabbed in the throat. And so sometimes speaking my truth or speaking what I believe to be, I'm frightened of getting hurt. That's the pain, that's the trauma. But it doesn't stop me. And actually, the more I do use my energy, the clearer my throat gets. Because I'm taking away the pain and the trauma that from the past, that I came here to let go of. But it also molds my mannerisms and my part to play. As I start to search why I want to share my information and my journey that's given me the enlightenment. And see, we're always wanting labels, we're always wanting things, but that just takes us away from who we are. Imagine yourself being part of everything, loving, peaceful, harmony, at one with nature, enjoying the good times and the bad times in nature with the weather, dancing in the rain, feeling the cold and everything that makes your body more alive and more feeling and senses. You suddenly then see a whole different world out there. And you understand that it all is part of the play. It's all part of making that moment when you can really blossom and you can really grow into who you are. And so, don't take the blocks down. Understand why you created the blocks. And that sets free the programming or your negative thought patterns that created the blocks in the first place. And then all of a sudden, you start to have to really check your mindset then and your thoughts, because there's nothing to stop it from automatically happening. And then all of a sudden you realise that it wasn't the world that was negative. It was us that was negative because of our conditioning, because the way we see the world, because the way we vibrate.
Yes.